how much freaking difference one Monday can make. As of last week, there was no Nintendo Direct on the horizon except the big Nintendo Switch 2 Direct, April 2nd, and we were like 12 days away. Fast forward to Tuesday, I missed one Monday, and now there's a Direct this week and next week, and Nintendo's release plans are apparently being spilled. So good morning, Mario, and good morning, Switch fans. I know I'm behind the 8 ball with this Direct information, so we'll go over it very quickly and then move into today's big discussion topic, which is about this phased release plan for Nintendo Switch 2 that I find a bit misinformed, but we'll get there. Basically, Nate Drake, Nate the Hate, and a few others are corroborating that there's a Nintendo Direct this week. What the freaking heck? No Nintendo Direct in February, Nintendo Direct nothing in the first half of March, but Nintendo Direct just a few days before Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. Yeah, it's pointing to Wednesday, or Nate Drake says Thursday. This could be announced tomorrow and then dropped on Thursday. No specific mention of what kind of presentation, a Direct Mini, a partner showcase, an Indie World, but they're calling it Nintendo Direct, so I think that rules out Indie World, even though to me, Indie World would be the most likely and the most fitting paired up against a Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. But then to me, the crazier part of this is that the rumors are that Metroid Prime 4 is not going to be at the Switch 2 Direct, that the focus for Metroid Prime 4 will be at this Switch 1 Direct. Now there's a great side of this, which is anything boring will probably get revealed this week, and anything crazy will be saved for next week. So this is good in two ways. One, it means that Nintendo is confident they have enough next-gen, enough Switch 2 stuff to have a Direct for Switch 1 and have a Direct for Switch 2 and have the Switch 2 one still be like the king of the castle, super exciting. Two, even if the Switch 1 Direct stinks, there's a Switch 2 Direct less than a week later. Freaking crazy that Nintendo would do this, but how perfect is it that we get no Direct when we expect it, we get no Direct when it would make sense. The least sensible time for Nintendo to do a Direct for Switch 1 right up at the butt of when the Switch 2 Direct is about to air. Like, we have 8 days to go. That's just how it would work out, right? In our grand year of 2025, that is how it would work out. It seems like this is going to happen. The people in the right places, like Brazil, like Nate the Hate, like Jeff Grubb, are talking about it, Necro Philippe, and it seems like there will be a Direct, and it should be interesting. And if Metroid Prime 4 is there, I am super pumped. And if Metroid Prime 4 is going to be advertised mostly as a Switch 1 game, then sign me up for whatever else there is for Switch 2. To me, that means that the number of games we'll see newly revealed for Switch 2 is going up. I was worried about the number of new Switch 2 games based on the number of new Switch 1 games shown at the January 2017 reveal for that system, but if Metroid Prime 4 is going to be mostly advertised as a Switch 1 game with Switch 2 upside, that opens the door for another major title, a launch window title, I believe, to come through at the Switch 2 Direct and hopefully blow our socks off. Oh, also the Hollow Knight Silksong Steam page was updated, so is that something that could be at this Switch 1 Direct, given an upcoming launch that can be on both Switch 1 and Switch 2? We will have to wait and see, but I'll keep you posted. It could be announced as soon as tomorrow morning, and then we'll be like, ta-da, 2 Directs in 1 week. What the heck, Nintendo? You really are the craziest company out there, but this is going to be the best freaking week ever. Now, you might have to wait a few more weeks for the Switch 2, because according to Scuttlebutt at GDC, the Game Developers Conference, it seems like Insider Gaming believes the Switch 2 is going to launch in June. That is what most people are saying that they've heard, is that the Switch 2 is coming in June. We've talked about a May 15th release date looking lovely and wonderful based on a number of different factors, but these people are saying June. Now, could it end up being late May? Could it be early June? I think any of that's fair game. To me, June is not like, oh my gosh, it's locked in June. It's just the time frame that Nintendo's launching the system, aka like a month and a half after they reveal it fully. But what's more interesting here, and what Insider Gaming is also reporting on, is this 3-tiered structure to how Nintendo plans to release games. And I feel like the headlines and the bullet points being made here are kind of being taken in a way that I don't think is possible. All right, so what they're really saying here is that Nintendo is going to have a 3-tiered structure, with first-party titles getting top priority during the initial launch in June. Following, Phase 2 will commence in October and November for third-party publishers to shine, and then holiday time would again be both Nintendo first-party and third-party working together for major holiday titles. Now, here's why I think this is kind of kooky, because the other piece of the puzzle that Insider Gaming says they've heard is that developers will be receiving their dev kits in June. And there's just no way. Maybe some developers that they talk to at GDC are getting their kits in June. Maybe some smaller publishers are getting their dev kits in June. There's no way, I refuse to believe, I won't even entertain it, that the Capcoms and the EAs and the Microsoft, Activision, Blizzards, and the Square Enixes of the world don't have dev kits and haven't had dev kits. I don't care how streamlined the Switch 2 development process is. I don't care how similar it is to Switch 1. There is no way that Nintendo is saying, okay, the first few months of this system, presumably June, July, August, and September, is going to be only first party. And we'll give you the dev kits in June. Good luck to release something by October. There's just no way. Now, maybe they have signed exclusive deals and they have a very preset lineup of games that are coming out in that opening window. And so developers and publishers that want to get in on the Switch 2 development, smaller publishers, AA, indie, they're having a hard time acquiring dev kits, and Nintendo has said, hey, we'll push that all out there in June. But remember that Nintendo has been very cautious and very locked down. They managed to keep this entire lineup of games completely closed off. Nobody knows what's coming besides Mario Kart because they said it. We think Mario 3D is there, but we have no rumor or leak about the title, the gameplay, the style, nothing. It's very, very important for Nintendo to make this a huge surprise, and so I could understand them limiting the dev kit access to only their top tier partners. But there's no way that no third-party games are coming out between launch and October. Yes, maybe they're going to have a big third-party push in October and November, and they're not going to say have a major title like Mario Kart comes out in June, and then Wind Waker Double HD comes out in July, and then 3D Mario is November, so October is just third-party shine month? Maybe. I believe that. And obviously, both Nintendo and third-party will have titles around the holiday season to capitalize on that extreme boost and influx of cash and purchasing decisions. But there's no way that third-party games are waiting till October. First of all, third parties are chomping at the bit to get a piece of Nintendo's early launch pie, especially because Nintendo is planning to push a ton, and analysts have said this could be the largest launch in gaming history. Also, it benefits Nintendo to show off that these games and franchises that many players love elsewhere can be played and work and perform and be awesome on Nintendo Switch 2. So this three-phase plan, like maybe it was a PowerPoint slide that someone saw and was taken out of context, but there's no way it is as hard in stone set as this leak Insider Gaming report makes it sound. A three-phase approach, sure. Nintendo maybe has divided their calendar into three phases, but let me tell you, there will be third-party games at launch, there will be big third-party games in the launch window, there will be first-party games throughout the year, and there will be heavy hitters, I think, from month one until 2025 wraps and beyond. Nintendo knows that they need big game after big game to steal the show, to dominate the sales and conversation, and to encourage all those on Switch 1 to upgrade to Switch 2. So maybe, yes, there are some developers, smaller size publishers that are getting dev kits in June once the cat's out of the bag, once the console's fully revealed, once people have played it. There's a rumor that creators and media are going to play the system next week. Sad face, I'm definitely not one of them. I didn't even win a ticket to play Switch 2 at the experience, so I am going to try my best to find a way to PAX East or some other opportunity where I can play this system. No special access for this guy, which sucks, but I'm going to try my best to make something happen. You cover Nintendo every day of your life since before the Switch 1 comes out, and this is how they treat you. Anyhow, the re-tiered plan, I wouldn't worry so much. I don't think that anyone should take these headlines like, oh, Nintendo's only going to have Mario games at launch. Like, I really firmly believe Doom the Dark Ages, Monster Hunter Wilds, maybe even a big Microsoft title will be there right from the jump to show people that this system has diversity, this system has oomph, and this system can play a wide variety of genres and graphical styles besides just Nintendo's bread and butter. So the exciting part here is that more and more is building. The exciting part here is 2 directs in 1 week. The exciting part here is that if there is a Switch 1 direct, it's like, what could they talk about? Well, we've heard about Fire Emblem Remake, we've heard about Kirby Planet Robobot port, we've heard obviously about Metroid Prime 4. Those things would probably comprise the majority of the show, and then there would be smaller third-party titles for Switch 1, indie games for Switch 1, perhaps even a Hollow Knight Silksong, or some last-minute collections that need to come out on Switch. But then this is great because it works doubly in our favor that we get a direct this week, and the Switch 2 direct opens up more time where they can focus on even newer titles, things that we have no clue about. We know a little bit about Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. It'll be exciting to see a full reveal and a deep dive into the gameplay, the story, and what exactly makes this Metroid Prime 4 and what makes it beyond what we've seen before from the franchise. Prime Remastered still felt fantastic on the Switch. But it's great news that that's going to be covered earlier, and if that's the case, maybe they can show an up-res version on the Switch 2 Direct, and if not, great. More time for big new reveals. And honestly, if this is somewhat true in terms of not all third parties have their dev kits, great. That to me means even more first-party games at this direct. And I do wonder if that's like the biggest takeaway here. that maybe the scuttlebutt around GDC and the talk about launch and their plans is that Nintendo is exclusively or extensively focusing on first-party titles at their Direct. I still think there's going to be a few heavy-hitter third-party games in that presentation to show that this is more than just a Mario system, but maybe this means that Nintendo is really going to emphasize the Switch 2 exclusives that they are putting out that make you need to buy this new console. That maybe this Direct next week, April 2nd, is about why you upgrade and not necessarily why it can play games that you can play elsewhere. Like maybe they bring that in more later down the line, but I can't see a world where there's not some mention of Final Fantasy or Monster Hunter or Elden Ring. Like Nintendo will leverage those games, as they have in every Direct, to make a pitch that this system allows you to play Mario and more. And that's the best of both worlds that people are looking for, especially with a system like the Switch 2 that can bump it up in terms of performance and hardware specs. So I would not worry so much about this 3-tier thing. I think it's kind of nonsense, but I do think the Direct is happening. I'm super excited for that, and we are in the final stage of the race. We're getting so close to the finish line, and then it's all hell breaks loose. Everybody goes wild. The crowd goes wild. Nintendo goes wild. We go wild, and everything that we've been dreaming about for years is going to come to reality. No more what could the Switch 2 be? What games will it have? Boom, we will know. And then we can dive into the fun stuff of like, what is this new Mario? What is this new Mario Kart? What is Metroid Prime 4 Beyond? So the goodies are coming. It's like everything's been baking in the oven and we finally get to taste them. I'm so ready for it. I hope you are as well. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this video and are pumped for 2 Directs in 1 week. In the meantime, everybody, thanks so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. Love you lots. SwitchForce out.